This is episode 41 of the Relentless Man podcast. Success. Hi, and welcome to the Relentless Man podcast. We're your host, Christian modjaiso, and our mission is to help men die empty, to make sure that you use up all the potential that you are, so that when you're on your deathbed, you have no regrets because you gave life your all. Let's think about success. What is success really? Is success about making a lot of money? If success is about making a lot of money, how much money do you need in order to be successful? Suppose you had $1 million. Would you be successful then? Suppose you had $2 million. Would you be successful then? Suppose you had 50 billion. Would you be successful then? Suppose you became the world's first trillionaire. Would you be successful then? When we say that you're successful because you have a lot of money, what do we mean? Do we mean that money is what makes you successful? Can we talk about whether or not money can make someone successful without first of all knowing what success is? So let's ask the question, what is success? Is there a difference between something that gives us success, something that gives us something, and the thing itself? We go to the garden and the garden gives us food. But does knowing that food comes from the garden tell us anything about what food is? Is there a difference between something that causes something and the thing that is caused? Is there a difference between what brings success and success itself? We have many definitions of success. Success could be thought of as, well, we have so-called definitions of success, and we're not sure what it is exactly. Let's see. So, let's say you earn a lot of money. Is money success? What if you read a lot of books and have a lot of knowledge? Is knowledge success? What if you accomplish great things in the world? You feed the hungry, you educate the uneducated, you take care of those who are sick. Are you a success then? What if you're a good parent? You raise your kids correctly. You give them all of the resources. You take them to the right schools. You show up at their games. You treat them respectfully. Are you a success then? What if you're good at relationships? You take care of your loved ones. You treat your girlfriend really nicely. You help her out when she needs help. When she's in an emotionally tough situation, you're there for her. When she needs support, you support her. When she needs encouragement, you encourage her. Are you a success then? Can success come from something that you do? Because all we've been talking about here has been what? Making money, having a lot of knowledge, taking care of others in relationships, helping people. All those are things that we do. And so we ask, is there any action that can make us successful? How can we determine if an action will make us successful if we don't know what success is? And so we ask again, what is success? Is success the sort of thing that can be attained? Is success the sort of thing that one works towards? Is success the sort of thing one works up to? Can you be a failure today and a success tomorrow? If you're a failure today and a success tomorrow, can success be real? Is there a difference between success and success? Is there a difference between success, and true success? Is there a difference between the description of success and the thing that success describes? Is there a difference between a description and the thing that we're describing? When we say book, is there a difference between the description book and the described, the book? Is the description that which is being described? Is success that which success represents? If there is a difference between success and that which success represents, what is the difference? What is the gap? What is the space? What is the gulf between success and what success actually is? Is it possible that what we've been told is success isn't what success is? Is it possible that reading a lot of books will not make us successful? Is it possible that earning a lot of money will not make us successful? Is it possible that feeding the hungry will not make us successful? Is it possible that burning the midnight oil will not make us successful? Suppose you work really hard and earn a lot of money and increase your paycheck and eventually start your own business and earn billions of dollars. Are you a success then? If you have a lot of money but you're miserable, if you have a lot of money but you're hateful, if you have a lot of money and you treat others like shit, if you have a lot of money and you can't sleep, how can you be successful? Is success achievement? Suppose you are the best at what you do. Suppose you are the master of your craft. Are you successful then? If you win the Nobel Prize, but all you can think of is the next Nobel Prize. If you win the Nobel Prize, but are unsatisfied with the Nobel Prize that you just won. If you win the Nobel Prize and you're thinking to yourself and wondering whether or not you really deserve the Nobel Prize. If you win the Nobel Prize, but you can't look yourself in the mirror, how can you be a success? Is success popularity? What if everybody loves you? What if everybody wants to be around you? What if everybody wants to talk to you? What if everyone wants to be like you? Are you a success then? If you are lonely in a crowd, if while people celebrate you, you're not celebrating yourself, if while people talk about your greatness, all you feel is inferior, how can you be a success? If money, popularity, fame, approval, if all these things will not make us successful, what will? How can we determine what will make us successful? What is the difference between success and failure? Is there a difference between success and failure? Suppose you succeed. Have you failed? Suppose you fail. Have you succeeded? What does it mean to say that success is failure and failure is success? If success is failure, is success success? What is the difference between success and success? What is the difference between success, success, and what success truly represents? How can we determine that which success truly represents? Is there any definition we can give that could possibly capture what success is? If we came up with a definition that clearly defined what success is, would that definition be success? Can a concept be the reality? Can a description be that which is described? If we have a definition for success, isn't our definition a concept? Isn't our definition an idea? If our definition of success is an idea, if our definition of success is a concept, if our definition of success is a description of success, how can the definition of success be success? And so the question seems to be, how can we know what success is without definitions? How can we know what success is without looking to the past for role models? How can we know what success is without thinking of our future success? Can success be known without description? Can success be known now? Is it possible to succeed in every moment? Why do we buy into the idea that success is the sort of thing that happens in the future? When we say that a person is successful when they accomplish a certain outcome, what are we saying? If we say that you're successful when you win the medal, what are we saying here? Are we saying that before you win the medal, you're not a success? If success is winning a medal, what about the rest of one's life? If we spend all of our lives chasing specific moments of success, is that life really worth living? If our happiest moments are the moments when we're successful, and we're miserable the rest of the time, can we really be successful? How can you be a failure today and a success tomorrow? Does that make any sense? If we fail today and succeed tomorrow, doesn't it mean that we haven't succeeded today? But if we succeed today and don't succeed tomorrow, and succeed the day after tomorrow, but don't succeed the day after then, is success real? If something can be taken from you, can that thing possibly be real? If you have a lot of knowledge and you get hit by a truck and have brain damage, could your knowledge have been real? Could your powerful brain have been real? If something can be taken from you, how can you depend on it? If something can be taken from you, how can that thing be real? If something is here today and gone tomorrow, how can that thing be real? If something is not real, why spend so much time pursuing it? What is success? Can someone else tell you whether or not you are successful? If success depends on what others think of you, could that success possibly be success? If when people praise you, you're a success, and when people don't praise you, you're a failure, is that success something worth pursuing? Are we saying that you shouldn't pursue success? What does it mean to not pursue success? Does it mean sitting on your couch? Does it mean watching TV? Does it mean not doing anything? If you're not doing anything and you're just chilling all the time and you're just watching TV and you're getting fatter every minute and you're completely unhealthy and you're completely miserable, why is that admirable? Why live like that? If pursuing success is problematic and not pursuing success is problematic, what should we do then? Is there anything beyond pursuing success and not pursuing success? In fact, is success the sort of thing one pursues? If you pursue something, can you ever obtain it? Suppose you run after a rabbit and caught the rabbit, and then the rabbit escaped from you. Could you really have had the rabbit? If you really have something, how can you lose it? If you pursue success and then lose the success, how could you really have had success? What does it mean to possess something? When you possess something, is that thing distinct from you? If you have a friend, if you possess a friend, are you separate from your friend? If someone is your friend today and your enemy tomorrow, was he ever really your friend? If you love someone today and hate them tomorrow, did you ever truly love them? If you're satisfied today but hungry tomorrow, were you ever truly satisfied? What is success? What is failure? How can we decide if someone has failed? If you take a test and do poorly on the test, if you take a test and get below 50%, have you failed then? How can we determine whether or not you have failed? If you take the test and get 50%, and take the test again and get 60%, and take the test again and get 100%, could you have been said to be a failure? If your performance at an activity changes, how could we know what your performance really is? How can we decide if you have failed at something? When we say you have failed, have we set a certain standard? And so are we saying then that if you meet the standard, you've succeeded, and if you don't meet the standard, you've failed? But then we ask, if you don't meet the standard, have you really failed? Isn't the standard made up? Didn't someone make up the standard? When we say that if you make a basket, you've succeeded. If you don't make the basket, you've failed. Didn't we just make up that idea? Couldn't we just as well have said that if you make the basket, you failed, and if you don't make it, you've succeeded? Is there a difference between success being making the basket and success being not making the basket? When we say that if you score less than 50% on a test, you have failed the test, couldn't we just as well have said that if you score less than 45%, you have failed the test? Couldn't we just as well have said that if you scored 80%, less than 80%, you failed the test? If the standard is made up, why take it so seriously? Is there a standard that is not made up? If made up things shouldn't be taken too seriously, what things should be taken seriously? Should anything be taken seriously? What does it mean to take something seriously? Does it mean that you're in constant fear of it? Does it mean that it makes you shake? If you're in constant fear of something, how can you be taking it seriously? Is seriousness what we think it is? Is the serious student the one who's studying all of the time, doing their homework, and meeting the teacher's expectations? What if the serious student is really afraid of failing? What if the serious student is working around the clock in order to avoid failing? Can they be said to be serious? How can a serious person take an arbitrary standard like success seriously? If you take something that shouldn't be taken seriously, can you be said to be serious? If you take what people think of you seriously, are you really serious? So are we saying that there is a different form of seriousness? Is there a form of seriousness that is not based in fear? Think about all the forms of seriousness that we have. There's a serious student who could possibly be perhaps the student who's afraid of failing. There is a serious worker who perhaps could be afraid of not providing for his family. There could be the serious worker who perhaps is afraid of not getting fired by the boss. There could be the serious athlete who's afraid of not pleasing the fans. There could be the serious politician who is afraid of what the public will think of him. If one is afraid, how can one be serious? Do seriousness and fear work together? Isn't the serious person the one that only takes things that should be taken seriously? So we ask, what things should be taken seriously? Can it make sense to take something that is impermanent, something that is made up, and take that thing seriously? If things that are made up, things that are impermanent, aren't worth taking seriously, what sort of things are worth taking seriously? What sorts of things are worth fighting for? What sorts of things are worth believing in? What is seriousness really? Is success serious? Should how much money you have be taken seriously? Should how many girlfriends you have be taken seriously? If success shouldn't be taken seriously, does it mean it should be taken not seriously? What does it mean to not take something seriously? What is seriousness really? And what does seriousness have to do with success? What does success have to do with seriousness? Does it make sense to not take suffering seriously? Suppose you don't take suffering seriously. What would that entail? For instance, suppose you don't take your suffering seriously. What would that mean? Would it mean that you prioritize other things over your own suffering? Suppose you do what everybody wants you to do, but you're completely miserable. Are you serious? If you satisfy everybody, but you yourself are miserable, are you really satisfying everybody? Is it possible that the people you think you're satisfying are not really being satisfied? Is it possible that by denying people the real you actually stop them from being successful? Is there really a difference between your success and the success of the world? Is there a difference between the success of the world and your success? Suppose you succeed. Has the world succeeded? Suppose you fail. Has the world failed? But can't you be successful and the rest of your friends be failures? Isn't that possible? What does it mean to say that you're successful while the rest of the world is a bunch of failures? If the rest of the world is a bunch of failures, how can you be a success? Is it possible for you to succeed alone? If your success hinders others from succeeding, is your success success? If your success causes misery to those around you, is your success success? And if your success makes others miserable, how can you not be miserable? If your success annoys those around you, how can you not be annoyed? Is it possible for you to succeed and for others to fail? Is it possible for others to succeed and for you to fail? What does it mean to say that when you succeed, humanity succeeds, and when humanity succeeds, you succeed? What does it mean to say that when you succeed, humanity fails, and when humanity fails, you succeed? What is success really? How can you determine if you're not successful? If you're angry all the time, can you be successful? If you're afraid all the time, can you be successful? If you are a slave to your desires, can you be successful? Is it possible to be successful if you don't deal with fear? Is it possible to be successful if you don't deal with your desire? Is it possible to be successful if you don't deal with the hate? Is it possible to be successful if you don't deal with disharmony? So what are we saying? Is freedom success? Is freedom from hate success? Is freedom from fear success? Is freedom from envy success? Is freedom from jealousy success? Is freedom success? Can you succeed if you're not free? If you are not at peace with yourself, have you succeeded? How then can you be at peace with yourself? How then can you be free from fear? How then can you be free from desire? How then can you be free from hatred? How then can you be free? Does success have anything to do with you? Can there be success if you exist? Can there be success if you are an individual? Can there be success if you have a personal mission? What does it mean to not have a personal mission? What does it mean to not have a personal goal? What does it mean to not be an individual? Is not being an individual not being an individual? What's the difference between not being an individual and not being an individual? What's the difference between failure and failure? What's the difference between success and success? Thank you very much for listening to this podcast episode. We hope that it was of value to you. Remember that this is your podcast and we are your servant. Our mission in life is to help men die empty, to help you realize the potential that you are. To help you realize that you have a function on the planet, or rather to help you realize that you are the function. Until you know beyond knowing that you are the function, you are the solution, you are the key, is it possible for you to succeed? Is success even what you think it is? And we actually cannot answer these questions for you. It's up to you to figure out the answers to these questions. It's up to you to figure out what success is. It's up to you to realize who you truly are. It's up to you to be yourself. Thank you very much once again for listening to this podcast episode. And have a relentless week. Bye.